The 2026 Iran war exacted a staggering toll in its opening weeks. More than 1,700 civilians were killed in the initial exchanges, while the resulting supply chain disruptions froze international waters and triggered a global economic crisis. A diplomatic breakthrough finally arrived in the form of the Islamabad Accords. Brokered by Pakistan, the deal established a highly anticipated 2-week ceasefire between the United States, Iran, and their respective allies. The stabilizing effects appeared instant. In Lebanon, Hezbollah publicly announced a halt to all attacks on Israel, citing their strict compliance with the new agreement. But within hours of the peace announcement, Israel launched Operation Eternal Darkness. In a concentrated 10-minute window, the IDF executed roughly 100 airstrikes across Lebanon. This event reveals the core contradiction of the crisis. The signing of a regional peace accord simultaneously triggered the deadliest day of the entire war. Operation Eternal Darkness was a calculated military action made possible by a single disputed word in the treaty: Lebanon. Modern geopolitical treaties frequently rely on intentional ambiguity. Negotiators leave certain terms vaguely defined to secure signatures, knowing full well it creates tactical voids on the ground. The failure of the Islamabad Accords was a matter of diplomatic design. The peace agreement became a weapon through its own vague terms. For the mediators, the terms were clear. Pakistan, France, and Iran operated under the explicit understanding that Lebanon was fully included in the ceasefire. Based on this global assurance, Hezbollah and other regional actors physically stood down their forces. The United States government operated in an entirely different reality. President Trump explicitly told reporters that Lebanon was a separate skirmish and was never part of the deal. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu adopted the same stance. Israel declared Lebanon exempt from the truce, utilizing the pause with Iran as tactical cover to pivot its full military weight northward. By allowing two opposing, valid interpretations to coexist on paper, the negotiators greenlit a massacre. This diplomatic discrepancy translated into sudden devastation in Beirut, Sidon, and the Bekaa Valley. With no prior warnings given, Israeli munitions struck commercial intersections, a funeral procession, and the perimeter of Hiram Hospital, killing at least 254 people. This diagram highlights UN Resolution 1701, dating back to 2006. This document provides the legal framework the U.S. and Israel use to justify treating Lebanon as a separate, active front. Resolution 1701 required Hezbollah to disarm and Israel to withdraw all of its forces south of the Litani River. Neither side fully complied over the next 2 decades, cementing the border as a permanent, unresolved conflict zone. The unhealed diplomatic wound of 2006 triggered the tragedy of 2026. Because that original mandate was never fully enforced, Lebanon became the fatal exception to Middle East peace. The geopolitical blowback was immediate. Within 24 hours of their signing, the Islamabad Accords completely collapsed. This map shows the Strait of Hormuz, the region's most critical shipping choke point. In retaliation for the Lebanon strikes, Iran immediately closed the strait. This closure generates a cascading economic freeze, choking global fuel markets and severing international supply chains. Rather than winding down, the devastating 2026 Iran war is now escalating across multiple new and unpredictable fronts. Intentional ambiguity turns a peace treaty into a trap. When global powers operate on conflicting definitions, a ceasefire redirects the bombs to new targets instead of stopping the violence.